Check.
Good morning, Unity Village Chapel. Welcome to your, yay, look at that. I think we're starting a new year, are we? Oh, I just want you to look to the person to your left, to your right, in front of you, behind you. If you're online, put your name in there and tell them thank you for showing up this morning. Let them know it matters to me. And I just want to do a shout out. I was thinking we should be doing these like board and staff shout outs every once in a while. But if you have a child or a grandchild in your life, I don't know if all of you know who we have here. We have Aisha Livingston. Aisha, your schooling. I mean, what you have done, your history. She has taught, she has studied at like amazing levels, and she is so divinely overqualified for this position. It's like I was realizing on the way here, I was thinking, if people really knew that part, it's like, when you have something in front of you all the time and you didn't tap into it, it was there, but you didn't use it or you didn't say yes to it. Maybe it was a friend that was later your best friend that you sat by or you sat in the sanctuary with for years and you didn't know. Whatever it was right in front of you and you didn't say yes. We have a gem right in front of us. We have someone that I wouldn't miss a day of my daughter having her, because you can't put a price on consciousness in this way. So, so if you have children, grandchildren, neighbors, tell them, come on in. Our children need spiritual resources for this time. Unity is not about pushing in stuff and telling them what is. It's about drawing out the truth from within their being. Let's open this morning in prayer. There is one light, one presence, one God, one power. It is known by many names and needs no name at all. It is experienced in the experiential in every religion and needs no religion. It can be experienced sitting on a riverside, looking into a friend's eyes, seeing the birth of a baby, presencing the Mother Earth and all of her beauty and her ecosystems. This is the universal light that is God light. And so right here, right now, we acknowledge it. We acknowledge that it is everywhere present, that it is not all powerful as in directing traffic. It is all power itself. It is life, intelligence, and substance, and that life, intelligence, and substance emanates through in as these expressions that we see with our eyes. That includes you. So we take a deep breath, knowing that just as the stars are held in the cosmos, so are you held in the mind of the divine. So we let that sink in, mind, body, soul. And we bless this moment. We give thanks for the divine appointment, for the insights coming together in and through and as us as a collective spiritual community. Knowing that we are surrounded, we are supported, we are uplifted. And so it is. Amen. Namaste. If you are here for the first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. You are here at Unity Village Chapel. The Unity Movement has ministries all around the world, and you are actually at the headquarters. So you're at Unity Village, where Unity has its kind of birthplace in this Kansas City area, from the Temple on the Plaza, from Unity in Kansas City, and from here on the grounds of the village. So you're actually at the retreat center for the movement, where the movement was birthed. We had a farm, like original farm to table in this area, apple orchards. We have hiking trails, lakes, a rose garden, fountains. So there is also a coffee shop where you can get together at the Fillmore Cafe. But there is so much here for your spiritual exploration and your delight. And no doubt, there is an incredible person sitting somewhere in this sanctuary or somewhere online that would like for you to be a deeper part of their lives. Sometimes we just have to reach out. Sometimes we just have to come out of our comfort zone a little bit. We have the Village Mic coming up this next Thursday night. So if you want to meet people, come to the Village Mic and just start introducing yourself. Just get connected. If you are here for the first time, there are welcome packets at the welcome table as you leave, and there are also welcome packets online. So if you're online, you just download the app or go to our website, our newly refurbished website. Thank you, Sally and staff. If you haven't seen it lately, go see it. Give us your thoughts. Let us know how we can improve it. But we want to do everything we can to make Unity Village Chapel a place that you feel comfortable, a place that you can become integrated into the community, and a place where you're welcome. So I thank each one of you who has a loving heart for reaching out to each other, because that is something that is created in community, right? It is not something that one person can make a plan for and activate. It's something that's created in unity and in community. So if you've not downloaded the app, go to your app store, put in Unity Village Chapel, and you have just a touch away everything you need for the talks, for the meditations, to share with each other, map of the grounds, all that you need. Let us invite up our kids, our young ones, and we will bless them while we bless those who are on your hearts, around our world, and in our spirit school. Can you put a lot of love in your hands? A lot of love in your hands. Oh, yeah, we got our spirit school leader. Together, we love you, we bless you, and we appreciate you just the way you are. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
Yeah. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Look for the silver lining whenever a cloud appears in the blue. Remember, somewhere the sun is shining, so the right thing to do is make it shine for you. A heart full of joy and gladness will always banish sadness and strife. So always look for the silver lining and try to find the sunny side of life. silver lining. Whenever a cloud appears in the blue, remember somewhere the sun is shining. So the right thing to do is make it shine for you. A heart full of joy and gladness will always banish sadness and strife. So always look for the silver lining and try to find the sunny side. Find the sunny side up. Find the sunny side of.
Thank you, gentlemen. Good morning, UVC. Happy New Year. It's so good to see some of those faces we haven't seen in a while, the new people, and also the regulars. Thank you for being here. For those that don't know me, I am Courtney, and you can find me at the welcome table sometimes. I also co-facilitate Deep Dive with Mary Kay. And if you would like to get some more information about Deep Dive, please stop by and see Mary Kay and I at the welcome table after service today, and we can answer questions for you. We would love to see you. If it's something you've been thinking about, please stop by and see us so we can connect in with you. I think Rev Erin did cover our app and all of the information for that. If you can, please take a moment now to mute your phone and anything else that might make noise. Registration is open for our annual prosperity class based on the book Spiritual Economics by Eric Butterworth. Join us Wednesday, January 14th through February 25th from 6 to 7:30 Central as we meet in person and online to explore aligning one's consciousness with the universal principles of abundance and creativity. Join us this Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. for the Village Mic. Whether you want to share your talent, cheer on performances, or just enjoy good company, come hang out with us in the Fillmore Cafe. It's always a great time to connect with friends and be entertained. Join Reverend Erin McCabe as she holds a special Babies and Bellies blessing near the beginning of our February 8th, 10:30 a.m. Central Time Sunday service. If you have a child, grandchild, beloved youth, or belly to be blessed, we would love to honor and celebrate your little loved ones together. If you've been curious about Unity or thinking about becoming a member of Unity Village Chapel, attend the Explore a Membership class in February. It's a 3-part series held on Zoom on Saturdays, February 7th, 14th, and 21st, from 1 to 3 p.m. Central. We'll get to know each other, explore Unity's history and teachings, learn more about UVC, and talk about what it means to be a member. If you'd like to deepen your connection with our community or get involved with different groups, this is a perfect place to start. Our Unity Prayer Series is also on Zoom on Saturdays, February 7th, 14th, and 21st from 10 to 11:30 a.m. Central. Here, you'll learn about the history of Unity prayer work, how to pray in the New Thought way, hear and share prayer stories, and understand New Thought principles as they relate to prayer. Time will be dedicated each session to experiential prayer and question-answer sessions. Early bird pricing is available through January 20th for Women Rising 2026 Cultivate Joy, held at the beautiful R.D. Gopper Event Center at Unity Village, Saturday, April 18th, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. During this event, you'll receive lunch, hear dynamic speakers, share their heartfelt messages, and connect with local women-owned businesses and healers. You can register and get more information for all the activities and events mentioned during these announcements on our website at unityvillagechapel.org, the app, and our weekly e-newsletter. We now move into our giving and the reading of the daily word. We are grateful for your conscious participation in the law of circulation through our multiple avenues of giving. Sustaining givers have a wooden coin. You can also gratitude e-give on our app or website. Checks can be mailed to our office, and text to give at 800-9296. Please know, in lieu of offering bags, we ask you to place your cash and physical checks in the baskets at the doors as you exit, or give online with the iPad at the welcome table. Let us take a moment now of sacred exchange to bless our love offerings to Unity Village Chapel. Hold your offerings in your hand or heart and say together with me, divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Now, let's relax and close your eyes if that is comfortable as I read today's daily word. Today, Sunday, January 4th, 2026, our word is prosperity. I rise above material concerns as I claim my prosperity. No matter the shifting fortunes of the world of my life, I can still live prosperously. When I feel troubled by my circumstances, I have the power to shift my consciousness and align with spiritual truth. Realizing I am heir to the world's abundance fills me with gratitude. God is limitless, and there is no lack in God. As Jesus taught in the 12th chapter of Luke, it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. I meditate on this scripture until I begin to feel the divine idea of prosperity take root in my consciousness. I practice responsible stewardship of my material resources, and I place my trust in God and rely upon spiritual truth to feel the fullness of my prosperity. I affirm, I am prosperous. But the meek shall inherit the land and delight themselves in abundant prosperity. Psalm 37:11.
In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So I wait for these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said. And right here in this holy silence, I find peace, I find myself.
So we breathe into this time of meditation for our mindfulness practice, allowing ourselves to become settled, allowing ourselves to step apart for a while. And for those of us in the sanctuary, just like life, sometimes meditation and mindfulness comes with some intense distractions, like the little elf on the shelf tapping its foot in the back of the platform area, which we think is the heater fizzling out on us. If you're not in the sanctuary, just imagine someone knocking at the door quite loudly while you're meditating and trying to talk. And breathe into that, because this is life, isn't it? This is life. There are distractions. There are things that we say don't belong here. There are diagnoses. There are physical conditions. There are situation systems that we often wish weren't there, but they are. And the master teacher taught us to look within, to go within, to move from the head to the heart. And to know that peace is available in every moment. That in order to have peace, it doesn't mean that we quiet, still, and silence all of the storms. It doesn't mean we remove all of the sounds. It doesn't mean we don't face adversity, grief, discord, disappointment. It means that there are two worlds in which we can live in each moment. And through the power of the mind, we create a heaven or a hell. And as we are of the beloved, we are here to be love. We are here to be loved. We are here to be loving. So we take that journey from the head to the heart with a deep inhale and a full exhale that lets the shoulders just relax down. The body becomes heavy. On the inhale, the spine becomes long, the crown of the head goes high. On the exhale, we release. On the inhale, we fill ourselves up. And with a full exhale, we let go into the sacred silence. We are an inlet and an outlet, Eric Butterworth says. An inlet and an outlet of all that is God. So let the God pulse, the God light flow in and through us in wondrous ways. Let it flow to us, through us, as us, unhindered. Let us awaken to the sacred anointing that is taught about in Scripture. Yet the human condition still shies away from it, saying that couldn't be quite right. It's too much. Too much goodness, too much godness. How could I be one with that? The master teacher said, this too and more you shall do, you shall be. The very fabric of our being, the very nature of our consciousness is one with the one. And so it is. Namaste. So this is going to be interesting. Everyone can hear that, right? I don't think it's the elf on the shelf. I think it's raccoons or something. Like, I don't know. How could that be the heater? Every Sunday we're here, and then all of a sudden, I guess the heater, it's breaking or something. Now everyone else can hear it that's online. They don't know what we're talking about. But you know what? It's perfect for the talk. If I can still give it, that'll work. Happy Sunday. I have to just start with a side note because sometimes people come in late and sometimes people online, they don't check in, and they just check in for this part. So I have to say, I appreciate that you're in the sanctuary. Thank you. Sometimes it feels like I'm failing. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So we have 600 ministries that were in Unity a little while ago, and now we have 3, cut in half. And have you seen the studies? Did you see the article? Because a lot of you texted it to me, the article on church in the United States of America. Oh, you don't want to read it. But maybe you do, because you're probably with me where you're like, good, it's about time. And then you're probably also like, oh, but Unity, oh. There are a lot of changes in the trends in ministry. And I started ministry when I'm now at the place where I don't really want to give my age. Is that funny? I just did it. I was like, but that means that new avenue. So I've been in ministry for 20 years. It was an entirely different dynamic. The way everything worked was different at the beginning, and the prospect, what we thought was going to happen, was different. And a lot of different experiences came to us, right? In the number of years we've all been, experiencing spiritual community, there have been shifts in our culture, haven't there? So I just want to say to anyone online, if you are in the area, please come once a month, even if it's just once a month. And that's just a loving invitation. And if you have people that might like to join, give them the app. Let them know that we're here, because it is a different experience in person. We have Shay in the back. He's going to sometimes play that organ. We're going to get that organ going. He knows how to play that organ. But you have spiritual gifts that are wanted and needed in this community. But no, for real, I have thought to myself, because we had about 600 ministries in Unity, and now we have about 3, and we at Unity Village Chapel, are we in the top 10% mark or 20 as far as our attendance? I think it's 10 or 15%, which we're amazing, and that's sad, right? I mean, in the Kansas City area, we had 3 large ministries. And it's okay, because we can't fight with what is. And I am in the talk now, so don't worry that I'm just giving a tangent. We can't keep fighting with what is, right? Like, that's not what we do. We don't shame, blame. We don't try to hold on to something. In fact, I probably cursed us in this, funny way. I gave the keynote talk 7 years ago. And my talk was about, we always say all this, oh, the church has got to grow. It's got to grow. And then in ministerial school, we were taught, no. You grow consciousness, not numbers. It's about the quality and the consciousness, right? It's not about the numbers. But then you go through and you watch this for 20 years, and it's like, I didn't think it was going to look like this. I didn't think parts were going to be hard. Our treasurer, Dean Levine, God bless him, said to me, he said, I bet you, yes, you could clap for him. The treasure space now holds more than an analytical space. It always has. Thank you, Dennis. It holds a space of consciousness, because that person needs to be grounded and rooted in prosperity teachings, and very practical, and very spiritual, right? But all of these trends, all of the ways of this have been it's been interesting. And I have to tell you, for myself, I've sat there and I've gone, what was I thinking? I was a teacher before. I taught for 5 years, elementary school. And then I was a teacher's coach, and I thought, I'd be retiring now. Right? Would I be vested in, what would I be doing, Anna? We would be in Hawaii. But I'd rather be here anyway. But when you look at how things unfold, right, you don't always know how it's going to go, right? You don't always know what the plan is. And I didn't know I would be getting into something that the world says is dying. I said it. And in the keynote talk, I said, you know what? Because people were talking about, we got to grow Unity, we got to grow it. But it's withering. and our teachings used to be reserved for the sanctuary. It was like Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, totally profound. Now you go to your doctor's office and they say, mindfulness and meditation, please. Let's bring your levels of cortisol down. If you want to have peace and wellness, now you go to yoga, and yoga is church, right? You go to breathwork, and breathwork is church. Now unity and unity consciousness and unity practice is all around. And so in that keynote talk, I said something like, if it's had its time, it's had its time. We won't go down grabbing it. A church doesn't need to stay alive because a church needs to stay alive. There is no need for a ministry to keep going and pulling teeth because it just has to be there. No, it should be there because it's feeding people. It should be there because it's alive and it's important in our lives. And if we practice our unity principles, we know then if it is, it will be here. And right now, we're standing on bequests. That's why we're here. We are here because when I got into ministry, you had the old school paradigm. It was all of the old school people who were like, I'm going to tithe. I'm going to take 10% of my income and I'm going to give it to the church and I'm going to circulate, because I was taught maybe not to question it, maybe just to do it, or maybe I was guilted, or maybe I love it, or maybe I do it for whatever other reason I do, but I circulate. It's what I do in my family. It's how we live. It is our principle, and we will stand by it. And then there's shifts, right? And that shift makes things wobbly. But those generations then have moved to going, and as part of my death, I will stand for this life. I will not have been on the planet Earth and leave the planet Earth and have fueled and funded only corporations, Starbucks, my addictions, my home, things for me. I will have created a center and a space for people to know who and whose they are, for people to recognize that they are loved and they are love itself, for people to awaken, for people to be inspired, for people to come together. And my living legacy will go towards lifting that up. Now, I don't know what the future is. And in the talk, I literally said, if unity is everywhere, it's Super Soul Sunday, it's here, it's here, it's here. It might, it might not be needed anymore. But I did that not to say that we're dying. It's not up to us, right? Or is it? So it was not to say we're dying, but it was to say, good that it's all over. Good that it's all over. It should be in the doctor's office. It should be in your therapist's office. It should be in the breathwork session. It should be everywhere we go. It should be in the conservative Christian church. It should be with the Muslims. It should be in the temples. Knowing that our mind and our thoughts make a difference. Knowing that we are an inlet and an outlet and that we co-create. It should be. So, do we have a life of our own then? Well, then it's up to us to decide. We'll see. Do we need this? Do we need community? Right? But here's the thing. I really I just wanted it to be easy. And Dean said to me one time, he's like, I bet you didn't get into ministry so you could worry about money. I bet you didn't get in ministry so you could think about how is this going to happen. And I'm just little old me going like, this ship, am I running the Titanic into the ground here? And then you look out and you look around and everyone's going, no, you guys are doing so great. You've got people in the house. You've got young energy. You've got a vibrant and an active online community that knows they're part of this spiritual community. But how often do we look at our own lives and in a moment we judge it and we say it's not enough? It's not good. I had to ask myself the question, is it that my mind is going to thinking, what are all the other things that I could do? At my age, is it like, what else could I do for work that would be, you might see me at Starbucks, no, but really thinking like, what are the other things? My brain needs options, because if we had 600 churches and we have 300 churches now, and then we're going in a certain direction, which no one knows, we don't know, my brain is going, oh. And then it's like, oh, I was a teacher. That would have been so easy. What else am I qualified to do? How often do we find ourselves at that point in life? Maybe you're married for years and years and years, and then you go, oh, wait, really? We're letting go of this now? After this many years? And now everything's different? Now it all looks different? Now I have to reinvent myself? Now it's hard? Oh, I didn't think my life was going to go like this. I didn't think that death was going to happen. I didn't think that diagnosis was going to come. I didn't think the government was going to be the way it was. I didn't think my finances were going to look like they do. I didn't think that my child was going to have this issue that I don't know how to be with. I didn't think the adversity was going to come. Eckhart Tolle. What I think he is there are people with him, but he is the voice of our time. Consciousness evolves through facing adversity. The world is here not to make you happy, but to awaken you. It does that by presenting you with challenges. Your awakening process will accelerate if you welcome rather than resist every challenge you encounter on your life's journey. My mind has the temptation to say, I'm not good enough. And then every once in a while, one of you comes up to me and they're like, I'm still here. I join every Sunday online. And I'm like, really? You do? Thank you for telling me that you're still here. We're gonna come in person every once in a while. We're gonna do that. That would be great. Do you feel like that in your own life sometimes, where you're like, really, but is my family going to be okay? Is it going to be okay? Is the world going to be okay? Maybe. I mean, seriously, a mature spiritual practice is like, what does okay mean? Some people have a diagnosis, and with the diagnosis, being alive in a physical body in an earth suit is not part of the end story. Tap, tap, tap. There's no story where you can say it's going to be okay in the human way, to the human condition, to the earth suit. But there is a way to say that in the spiritual condition, it is going to be okay, no matter what. And that's the kind of non-resistance, stopping the war within ourselves with what is, right? Being here and also knowing that we are constantly reinventing ourselves. And that just because any part of the world or your life or church, you fill in the blank, feels like, seems like, looks like it's falling apart, doesn't mean something's wrong. It means we're growing and we're evolving. And our only fear is that I, as me, well, what? I can't evolve too? I can't grow? The same force and the same power that is keeping the planets in motion, that makes the green come back up after the dry winter when it looks like everything's dead, that same force is not in me, growing me, preparing me for whatever is next. I want to say hogwash. What a funny thing. Hogwash. Of course it is. Of course it is. But in a moment, you can look out just like I do, and I go, am I failing? I must be failing. I remember one of my first conversations with Bethany, one of our beautiful congregants, and she said, and it was just the cutest thing, she's a mom of a bunch. And she did coffee with the minister, and she was in her car, and I think she had a sick kid, and she's going back and forth to school, and she's like, I'm sorry, I'm here, and I'm doing it like that. And it's like, girlfriend, you're perfect right where you are. I love it that you're here and you're connecting right just as you are. And she said, as we were talking about things, she said something like, you help me remember that, I don't know how to say this in a way that's not going to sound weird. You help me remember, because she was appreciating our community and appreciating the Sunday services and the messages. And she was like, analyzing her own path and her business. And she was like, you remind me that it doesn't always reflect on the outside what you are creating. Like, you don't always see it in numbers, right? Like, so that was inspiring to her about processing her business. Like, it doesn't mean she's failing. And if there were 1 million people or $1 million, it wouldn't necessarily mean that she's succeeding. When you work with consciousness, things look different, right? And consciousness is life. So can we tell ourselves, can we remind ourselves, can we breathe into the truth that if your life, your family, your home, your finances, fill in the blank, your health, whatever it is, doesn't look like the perfect picture, doesn't look like what you thought it was going to look like, doesn't look like even what we want it to look like, right? Courtney and I lost parents. Every time I think about having lost every time I see someone really elder, or like someone that's an elder that says, I just lost my mom, I'm like, really? Like, my dad's your age. I can't imagine, so he could have lived that much longer. And Courtney lost her mama. And every time I think about my dad, I think about her, and I think about Amber. It's not what we expected. It's not enough. It's not great. It sucks. And we grow through adversity. I had this beautiful quote texted to me this week. Thank goodness for the tapping, because that took away the talk that I was concentrating on and going to give, and gave us this one. Couldn't do two things at once. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross said, the most beautiful people, thank you for this quote, Ann Fitzgerald, the most beautiful people we know are those who have known defeat, known suffering, known struggle, known loss, and have found their way out of the depths. These persons have an appreciation, a sensitivity, and an understanding of life that fills them with compassion, gentleness, and deep, loving concern. Beautiful people don't just happen. So can we put to rest the idea that if we struggle, we're wrong? If things don't look pretty, there's something amiss. If I can't do it all by myself, I'm somehow defunct or faulty. It just means that we're human. We're growing and we're evolving. But we live in two worlds, and we get to create the world that we live in. Can we find a system that works for us? Can we acknowledge ourselves and love ourselves just the way we are? When we invite in this new year, you know, a lot of times in Unity we say a new you, a new year. But what if this new year isn't about improving? What if it's not about striving harder? What if it's not about changing something that's broken? What if it's about being present to what is right here and right now, and trusting that even in our perfect imperfection, we can be love, and we can be loved, and we can be loving, and that we are being sourced into this and each moment. We are being sourced into this and each moment. You are beloved, you are okay, you are becoming. Not sometime, not in some future time, in the midst of all of it, in the midst of all of it. So we take the journey from the head to the heart. We stop looking outside for the validation and the verification. These are not the times for that. That was in the 80s. Just kidding. If you're a parent, you know what I'm saying. If I could just go back to the 80s. Then, I think we turned out okay. Eckhart Tolle says, use your senses fully and let the alert stillness within you, rather than your mind, be the perceiver. Use your senses fully and let the alert stillness within you, rather than your mind, be the perceiver. Namaste. bring you something. I'm going to bring you something as our band plays the next song. Dun, 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 dun. And you are in the Blue Room every Sunday with Kansas City's finest. It's the gold room. It's the gold room. But you're going to get a card. I want you to just take a breath with me and pray up a divine appointment that this card is the one that is meant for you. It just has a little affirmation, something for you to sit with, something for you to bring home. Take us away.
As Reverend Brenda says, we like to call it the Taupe Palace.
The Taupe Palace. I love it.
You got all that emotion that's heaving like an ocean. You're drowning in a deep, dark well. I can hear it in your voice that if you only had a choice, you would rather be anyone else. I love you just the way that you are. I love the way you have a precious heart. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. I know it's hard to hear it when that anger in your spirit is pointed like an arrow at your chest. When the voices in your mind are anything but kind, and you can't believe your spirit knows best. I love you just the way that you are. I love the way love's shaping your heart. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. How does it end when the war that you're in is just you against you against you? Gotta learn to love, learn to love, learn to love your enemies too. You can't expect to be perfect, it's a fight you've got to forfeit. You belong to me whatever you do. So lay down your weapon, darling, take a deep breath and believe that I love you. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Gotta learn to love, learn to love, learn to love your enemies. Gotta learn to love, learn to love, learn to love your enemies too.
So I want to say something because it relates to today for each one of us. I used to, did I not? I worked a lot picking out all the songs. You did. I mean, and poor Joe, I would push it to the end of the week, didn't I? He'd be like, is it ready? Is it ready? I'm like, no, it's not perfect yet.
I still love you.
Yes, I know you did. Thank you. Thank you for loving all of us. Oh my, thank goodness for us that they love us. So, I used to, and it wasn't a struggle, it was fun. I loved it, but I would always want to make sure that the song matches the talk perfectly. And then there came a time where I was going crazy. And I said, you know what? I got to give it to God. I got to give it to God. God as Joe, God as Todd, God as Steve, God as Nikki, God as Green Spirit Band, God as all of it, knowing that we live and we move and we have our being in a deep sea of Godness. So it wasn't giving up on it. It was saying, Spirit's got this. Source has got this. I have never heard that song before in my life. If I was trying to pick a song that would go along with this message, whether we make life our enemy, the government our enemy, our bodies our enemy, our lives our enemy, beloved, be love, I couldn't have found a better song. Thank you. And that's our little angel gift for today. It's the reminder that so too does our lives work like that. The biggest things from the biggest things to the smaller things. So we can lift it up, let go, and give it to Source. Amen.
Okay, one more time for the UVC band. We got Joe Cartwright, Steve Ragazzi, and Todd Gillette. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate you guys. Oh, and also thank you, Rev Erin, for helping us to welcome adversity rather than resist challenges and take the journey from our heads to our hearts. Yes. You know, it takes a village to put on this wonderful service. On the slide here, there are just a few of the people that are here working to make this service possible. Also, we have a guest prayer chaplain today, Kristen King-Spiro, and she is here and available for you after the service. If you would like to delve deeper into today's message, you may do so in our deep dive Zoom room immediately following the service by using the same link as today's service. For those of you who are in person, there's a deep dive following service today that meets in the Fillmore Cafe, hosted by moi and Mary Kay Ziegler. Ziegler? Ziegler. I don't think I've ever said your last name. I've heard it a million times. I know, my last name is so much fun. As you leave the sanctuary, there will be baskets for you to place your offerings as well as electronic giving at the welcome table. Whether you're visiting for the day or a regular attendee, you're invited to sign up for the 5 to Thrive. Giving just $5 monthly or weekly supports UVC and providing these Sunday services here at Unity Village. Also on the welcome table, you can pick up a daily word. We've got the new 2026 Unity calendar also, or you can purchase Voices of the Village CDs and Rev Erin's music. Our current community outreach projects are Foster, Adopt, Connect, where you can donate in the atrium lobby, socks, underwear, and toiletries until January 11th. And Food for Thought, donation of food being received first and third Sundays in the parking lot at the Atrium Chapel. Note, only new and unopened items are being accepted for donations. Are you new to UVC? Meet with Rev Erin for a Coffee Connect to learn more about our community, in person or virtually on Zoom. Learn more about Unity, share where you are on your spiritual journey while learning more about the UVC community and connection opportunities. Now, let us give it up one more time for our UVC band as we stand and sing the peace song and recite the prayer for protection.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Happy Sunday!